Fala galera, sejam bem-vindos ao Crescim Games, quem fala com vocês é o Crescim. Vamos fechar aqui uma platina de The Witcher 3. No episódio de hoje, galera, eu vou continuar aqui fazendo as missões da Keira Metz. A próxima é essa, um favor para uma amiga, onde a gente tem que encontrar os ingredientes no transporte que ela tinha solicitado, que não chegou na cabana dela. Então bora lá, já tá marcado ali, vamos lá. Restam duas missões ainda, galera, da saga da Keira Metz para nós. E é muito importante a gente tomar umas decisões certas ali, né? Para um troféu futuro e um troféu que a gente tem que pegar agora mesmo. Já chegamos na área aqui.
Wide, heavy wheels. Merchant's wagon.
Meu Deus, cara.
Drowners and water hag. My fails.
Era o contrário.
Veered off the road at high speed. Doesn't bode well. Yeah, merchant traveling across Velen alone. No way that was gonna end well. Dry red from Zubran. Southern slope. Notes of black currant and citrus. The package still intact. Ins the heart. Don't sense anything magic though. Cuts of meat. Keira will explain this one. Wonder what spell requires that. Human. From an artery. Can't be far. Wouldn't have made it.
Eu nem sei que bicho tem ali, mas eu vou salvar o jogo. Necroso. Merda. Esses caras explodem, se eu não me engano.
Hid and waited for help. It never came. That's Velen for you.
Volker, acertamos em cheio, velho amigo. Nós só vendemos todos os nossos estoques como vendemos por 3 vezes nosso custo. Nossos clientes querem tudo. Vinhos de Beauclair, tudo desde Beijulas, Nouveau, até as colheitas mais antigas, brancas, tintas, rosé, só falar. Carne de catoplepas, carne em conserva, pimenta, canela e cravos. Estou falando, velho amigo, tudo. Só tem um porém. Precisamos levar as coisas para Velen, para uma vila chamada Centro Bosque. Eu sei que é perigoso com a guerra e tudo mais, mas pense no dinheiro. Já conseguimos um passe que te deixa atravessar o pontar, e é só um pulo e você já está lá. Vai dar tudo certo. Vamos dividir 50-50. Tem mais nada aí?
Take it easy.
O que será que tem aqui? Tem uma bicharada, eu vou meditar até de manhã aqui, peraí.
Come on.
Que é isso, meu Deus? Meu Deus. Merda, cara. Tem muitas aqui. Merda. Com calma. Merda. Que isso? Tem muitos, cara. Nossa. Não, vem aqui. Tem um outro bicho gigante lá atrás, olha só. Meu Deus. O que é aquilo lá? Meu Deus. Merda, me envenenou. Deixa eu tentar salvar o jogo. Ah, eles ficam surgindo mais. Merda. Meu Deus do céu. Cara, que bicho desgraçado. Tem uns kits de reparo ali. Não, reparei errado, animal. Puta merda. Tem que botar ela por enquanto. O outro bicho nem me viu ainda. Vai vazar e vai me deixar pra trás. O bicho deu muito dano, cara, tá louco. Também, né? Nível 9, tô nível 5.
Geralt, just when I was starting to miss you.
Got those, substances you wanted?
Splendid. I can finally begin my study of double arboreal racination patterns. But first, I'll...
Brew yourself a mug of mulled wine? Saw what the wagon was carrying. Exquisite meats, expensive wines, Zerrikanian spices. Not a speck of magic. Care to tell me what you're up to?
I would rather show you, but you must wait a bit.
Color me intrigued. Fine, I'll wait.
Then shoo, outside.
Gonna slip into something more comfortable?
Later. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Well, go on, out. You've been patient, thank you. It's almost ready.
Huh? If I wanted to see white mice, I'd just get drunk.
Note that I said almost. Now don't interrupt. The King Vin Cathel.
Third mouse. What happened to it?
The spell has a 66.67% chance of success. I always use one more than I need, just in case.
So where did... Keira, can I explain what's going on here?
Know the fairy tale about Cinderella?
Mm-hmm. True story it's based on, too. A Zoogle cropped up in a palace pond and ate Princess Cinderella whole. Left behind one slipper, so...
I beg you, not another word about Zoogles. Now, to return to the fairy tale, I'd like to escape these ghastly swamps for one magical night. I don't need a fairy godmother, I'll cast the spells myself. But I could use a Prince Charming. It just so happens you're the only decent candidate in all Velen. So, what do you say to a moonlight ride on horseback? And dinner?
Sounds tempting. So tempting, I don't think I can refuse.
Before we go, there's one more thing.
Gotta transform a pumpkin into a carriage?
No. I shall transform our rancid rags into something more glamorous. Don't wince. It'll only be an illusion, won't hurt a bit. And at dawn, everything will return to normal.
Why not? Might as well go all out.
Then hold on tight. Gavella Glan. So, what do you think? Neckline too modest?
It's just right.
Oh, I might also have changed your hair colour while I was at it. I've always fancied dark-haired men. Oh well, any port in a storm. Well, off we go. Dinner's waiting. Last one there does the dishes.
Vamos, cavalo.
Move it!
Congratulations. You'd make an excellent jockey.
If only I were a foot shorter and 5 stone lighter.
Well, yes. But then I'd not have invited you here. Now do you see why I needed those substances?
Beef and cinnamon and cloves, roasted capon with shallots. It was worth the trouble.
Shall I pour the white or the...
Dry red, but let it breathe a little first.
Well, well, never took you for a wine connoisseur.
Think witchers suck the marrow out of drowner bones and wash it down with puddle water?
More or less. Well, we've chatted long enough on empty stomachs. Let's dig in.
Must have cost you a small fortune. Sure you don't need me to pitch in?
Please, I manage. You know, a dozen eggs here, a cock or gander there. Besides, my finances are about to improve.
How, if you don't mind my asking? I mean, you'd think the only work to be had in Velen would be in farming.
Very true. So, I've 2 options. I can either start cultivating turnips or leave. But that's not what I wish to discuss. Thank you once again, Geralt, for your help with the tower. You were fabulous.
Not the first curse I've lifted.
But among the most difficult, correct? What happened on that island? Why, I shiver at the thought. And the laboratory. I sincerely hope you burnt everything. The cages, the corpses, the papers.
Didn't destroy that workshop, if that's what you're asking. Didn't see any reason to.
If Alexander's findings were to fall into the wrong hands... Although, Fyke Isle has a terrible reputation. None even dare go there. Perhaps there's nothing to worry about. I'm sorry. Such a gloomy subject to broach. I simply shouldn't have, not during our romantic dinner.
Romantic? Thought we came here as friends.
Friends. With benefits. So?
Esse é o nome do troféu.
Your fairy tale, your rules.
Really? Then close your eyes and count to 10.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's enough. Keira, wanna play hide and seek? Why not? Shame. Could have kept her shoes on.
Found me. Congratulations.
Do I get a prize?
I have nothing on me, but I'll think of something. Know what they call that constellation in Zerrikania?
Dragon something, I bet.
No, it has a different name. Bit indecent, actually. Lean closer and I'll whisper it in your ear. Egfain Nave.
Keira, where? Put me to sleep with a spell. Means she's up to something. Fyke Isle, the tower.
Beleza, chegamos ao nível 6. São 64 pontos. Tá, essa é a próxima missão. Por que eu tô sem sapatos? Essa aqui, na verdade. Onde é que o mapa tá me mandando vir? Tá, eu posso vir aqui.
Giddy up.
Vamos ver o que vai rolar.
Demanded 6 circlings. You didn't bring but a single scurvy run. No wonder he
Tá
cursed
rolando
us.
aqui.
We're doomed.
You's the one brought soured wine.
What are you doing here?
What? The sun flying from the moon? We're making offerings to the old god, clearly.
You too can seek his aid. That's if you got fitting offerings. He scorned ours, then cursed the old village.
The All-God, you call him. First I've heard. Is some new deity?
Nay, 'tis ancient, revered by our forefathers. They say it were like this. Roslav of Oriton came here to gather brushwood. And suddenly, for no reason, a bush burst into flame. Then, Roslav heard a voice from the ground, demanding offerings and obedience.
We've been coming here since then, bearing gifts, in exchange for which the All-God watches over us, keeps us from evil.
Mm-hmm. Plain to see that. So, what's wrong with your offerings?
You needn't mock us, you can see right well we brought scraps. Before the war, I wouldn't give this such to me hounds. But what can we do? Such are the times.
And they're like to get worse. All-God said if he don't get a rafter of bacon and a barrel of beer at least, the rivers will fill up with frogs and locusts or some such will devour the harvest.
I could intercede on your behalf with this All-God of yours. Got a feeling we'd come to an understanding.
Well, I suppose it can't hurt to try. To speak with him, you have to stand before the altar and cry out, All God, help the poor wretch in need. Who knows, he might just listen to a foreigner.
Deixa eu fazer um save aqui rapidão.
Oh, All-God, help a poor wretch in need. Pretty please.
How dare you disturb my divine rest, mortal?
I dare disturb it because I want your divine self to lift the, curse you cast. Those peasants really don't have.
They must bring worthy offerings or they shall face drought, driving hail, earthquakes, avalanches. I have spoken.
Avalanches? Here? How would that work? No answer from the All-God. Fine. We can finish our conversation when I find him. Voice came from underground.
Rolou.
A crack. Too small to pass through, but big enough for sound to come out. Wine. Or more like vinegar. Someone drank it anyway. Could follow the scent. Someone placed an illusion here.
Meu Deus.
What? Who dares disturb my divine being?
Geralt of Rivia. Pleasure. Expected the All-God to be corporeal in form, but never thought he'd be corpulent. Fattened up nicely at those peasants' expense.
Expense? Expense? Not a word about the help I give in return. Blessings, absolutions, enlightened advice. Believe me, these folks need all of it. I'd watch over them still if they fulfilled their end. But lately they offer these pathetic scraps.
That they steal from the mouths of their children, and to make matters worse, you cast a curse on them.
And I'll not lift it till they bring me worthy offerings. I'm to settle for curds and whey? Not a chance. And you can tell them that.
Been in this hole long?
For a century or so. One winter I found shelter here. Built a fire so large the flames leapt through the crack, lit the bushes above. I coughed from the smoke, and suddenly heard a peasant. A voice out of nowhere, he called. A miracle. Thus, I became a god.
Parasite, more like.
Maybe so. But what of Freya and Melitele then, hmm? Demanding prayers and offerings, giving naught in return? I talk at least.
Got an idea how to resolve this. I'll just kill you.
Godliness must die!
Meu Deus!
Damn, you're ugly.
Credo, que bicho feio, cara. Só isso? Aparentemente sim. Resta saber se foi uma boa decisão, né?
Anything new?
Got good news. Your god's dead. It was actually a run-of-the-mill monster. Sentient but mean. Took advantage of you. You went hungry, while it grew new chins.
What have you done? The old god warned us? Said if he ever departed, death would await us all? Come on, Tribor. We must tell the others. Only group prayer can save us now.
Can't be in two places at once, can I?
Vamos marcar a missão da Keira de novo, que o jogo desmarcou.
Let's go!
What are you doing?
Whoa there, Roach. Not looking good, I tell you.
A light. Top floor of the tower. So, found what you were looking for?
Yes, thanks for asking. How are you feeling? Sleep well?
What do you want with those papers?
Why, I aim to use them to continue important work that a man's tragic death put on hold. Alexander was studying the Catriona plague. I'll use his notes to produce medication, perhaps a cure, or at least a vaccine.
Strictly humanitarian motivations, is that it?
No, strictly selfish ones. The mighty would pay willingly for such a remedy. Can you imagine how much? Take Radovid, for instance. Why, he might even consider forgetting my past associations with the Lodge.
You're either incredibly gullible, or you're trying to play me again.
Whatever do you mean?
Radovid has one objective: to defeat Emir. Curing Catriona, stopping the plague, won't help him do that. So he'll either burn you at the stake with those notes among the kindling, or he'll make you use them to create a weapon.
Don't be ridiculous. Bacteria cannot be controlled.
Not yet. But it's possible in theory, isn't it?
In theory, it's just as possible for a Dachshund to impregnate a she-wolf. I don't have time to debate this, Geralt. I'm going to see Radovid whether you like it or not.
Keira, I won't let you do this. Thousands of lives in exchange for your amnesty might seem a fair price to you, not to me.
I'll not give you these notes. I'll not give you anything.
Please, don't make me.
Shut up and draw your sword.
Ih, não. Deu algum BO, galera. Não é isso que tem que acontecer. Eu não posso matar ela. Carregar jogo. Vamos voltar no tempo.
A light. Top floor of
Essa é
the
a importância
tower.
dos saves essas, galera. A gente precisa que ela sobreviva. Eu não posso matar ela por causa de um troféu futuro.
So, found what you were looking for?
Yes, thanks for asking. How are you feeling? Sleep well?
What do you want with those papers?
Why, I aim to use them to continue important work that a man's tragic death put on hold. Alexander was studying the Catriona plague. I'll use his notes to produce medication, perhaps a cure, or at least a vaccine.
Strictly humanitarian motivations, is that it?
No, strictly selfish ones. The mighty would pay willingly for such a remedy. Can you imagine how much? Take Radovid, for instance. Why, he might even consider forgetting my past associations with the Lodge.
Radovid doesn't forget, and Radovid doesn't forgive, especially when it comes to sorceresses.
He'll make an exception for me. He'll have to. I have something he wants.
Please, you don't believe that.
Well, you believe Yennefer will stop treating you like a dog someday. Don't see me laughing. I'm going to see Radovid. Tell him of this research, whether you like it or not.
This is suicide, Keira. You'll wind up tied to a stake, burned to bolster the morals of the masses while entertaining them.
Shut up for a moment and look at me. See this? Bedbugs, Geralt. Bloody bedbugs. I, Keira Metz, advisor to Foltest and member of the Lodge of Sorceresses, have bedbugs. Think what you will, but I'll not stay in this bloody swamp one day more. Not one day. I shall cross the Pontar, and that means Radovid's men will find me sooner or later. Don't you understand? I don't have a choice. I will have to parley.
Aqui, essa é o que a gente precisa, que ela vá para Kaer Morhen.
Got another option. Go to Kaer Morhen.
You believe I'd be safe there?
Long as you don't piss Lambert off, yes. Emir, Radovid, neither will be able to reach you. Find little in the way of luxury there, but we do have clean sheets.
It's a long way, well beyond the dividing line. But if I keep to the woods until I reach the Kestrel Mountains, I should pass through unnoticed. So be it. Seems I find it hard to refuse you, handsome. You've clearly a notion of what women want, how they think.
So, see you at Kaer Morhen? Beds free of bed bugs, mostly.
I long to be there already. See you, Geralt.
Agora sim, era essas opções de diálogo que eu precisava. Beleza. E a Amizade Colorida é o troféu por a gente concluir as missões dela, se eu não me engano. Isso, conclua a trama secundária da Keira Metz. Por que, galera, a gente tem que mandar ela pra Kaer Morhen? Por causa de um troféu onde a gente tem que reunir os aliados para uma luta que acontece em Kaer Morhen lá na frente do jogo. Então, importantíssimo que ela não morra e ela vá pra lá também. Então as opções de diálogo tem que ser exatamente essas que eu coloquei ali, senão a gente acaba tendo que lutar com ela e não é o que a gente quer, né? Vamos então dar uma olhada nas missões aqui. Tem a missão do Barão agora, que é importantíssima também. E daí outras secundárias. Eu ainda provavelmente não consigo fazer essa missão aqui. Deixa eu dar uma olhada em quanto tempo de vídeo. Nós temos 44 minutos de vídeo já. Eu não queria entrar na missão do Barão agora, porque ela é uma trama bem mais longa, né? Então não vale a pena. Já porque a gente tá sem missões secundárias, eu teria que explorar um pouco essas regiões aqui. O brabo é que como eu tô com nível baixo, o ideal mesmo seria eu continuar com a história, né? Mas eu vou fazer o seguinte, galera, hoje o vídeo vai ser um pouquinho mais curto e no próximo a gente já parte direto para a missão do Barão, vamos começar a avançar mais e assim poder upar de nível e continuar explorando melhor aqui o mapa de Velen. Então muito obrigado por terem assistido e até a próxima. Valeu!